Hi guys, thanks so much for joining me again today. How are we going to make those habits stick? If habits are so powerful, why do we always fail? Why are we failing at developing good habits? So I'm Judy of Bernwalt TV, and my goal is to provide guidance and support when it comes to our mind, our bodies, and our spirit. And if that's your vibe, continue watching as we talk about habits. So the number one mistake when we're developing our habits is that we start too large. We say, oh, we want to exercise every single day. No. Instead of saying, I'm going to exercise every single day, why not start with 10 minutes? 10 minutes, 3 or 4 times a day. Why not start with, as I mentioned in the previous video, marrying that exercise with another activity, right? So let's say I need to go to the coffee shop, and the coffee shop is a 15-minute walk. Okay, I'll go to the coffee shop every day, or I'll go to the coffee shop once or twice a week, and I'm gonna walk instead of driving, right? Instead of parking right next to work, why don't you say, okay, I'm not gonna park in that close parking spot. From now on, I'm gonna park a little further away. So that will give me a 10-minute walk, right? So I have to go to the store or I have to go to work. So let's park 10 minutes away. So we want to marry, as I mentioned before, you want to marry that good habit with something that you have to do anyway, right? And that's how you make it stick. So let's talk about our 3 general rules of habit formation. First thing, start small, okay? Like I mentioned previously, you don't want to start with a large goal of, I'm going to work out every day, or I'm going to cut out all sweets. Start small. You may want to say, the first 5 days of the week, I won't have anything sweet. Or when I have dinner at home, I won't have anything sweet. And guess what? You won't have any sweets at home. But if you go out to eat once a week, maybe I'll treat myself, and that's okay. So start small and don't expect to make a big jump or make a big decision or a big change. Habits should be started small. Also, match the habit with something you already do. I mentioned that in the previous video. If you are drinking water, if you want to increase your water intake, have that glass of water in the bathroom when you're brushing your teeth, right? If you're watching TV and you like to unwind at the end of the day with catching up with your favorite show, maybe you'll stand and stretch while you're watching that show. Maybe you'll do a couple jumping jacks so that you get some activity in for that day while you're watching the show. The show may be an hour or 50 minutes long. All right, I'm gonna watch my show, but while I'm watching my show, I'll do a couple workout movements. I'll do some stretching, or I'll do some jumping jacks, I'll do some squats. Marry that activity that you're going to do anyway with a good habit that you want to incorporate. Finally, remember to celebrate. At the end of each week, look back and say, you know what? I did 3 days of exercise. That's good. What can I change? How can I increase my activity? Maybe add another 5 minutes here or there. What can I do different? But celebrate those small wins. I mentioned that all last year, that when you set these goals, you have to set in place time to celebrate as well. So here's another example. You want to read a book. Okay, every night I will read a page, or I'll read 2 pages. Don't say I'm going to read 10 books this year and then you have nothing set in place. A good habit of reading is a great habit, but how will you incorporate it? So is it the first thing in the morning when you wake up, you're going to read a page? Is it before you go to bed, you're going to read a page? Is it when you take your child to a game or practice or something like that? You're in the car anyway. Instead of picking up your phone, have your book with you. So if it's 3 days out the week, your child has practice, well, you have the book in the car, and every time you have a break in the car, you'll read while your child is at practice. So figure out a way to incorporate those good habits in things that you are already doing. Makes it so much easier. Set realistic expectations, right? So if you miss a day, if you miss several days, just restart and don't be negative towards yourself. Just restart. So let's do this. What is a habit that you can add with something that you already do? What is the habit that you can add with something you already do? Let's think about that. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.